Welcome back to Rubbin. Still have Chude in the house, and of course, there's so much. In fact, we're talking so much off camera. Your journey to Yale led you to this path, so to speak. Yeah. You read a lot of books, met professors, and this is another project. Yeah. Now, when you reel out all these facts, all these statistics, depression, and all that, you tend to also want to bring it back home in the context of Nigeria. Now, a lot of people are upset, a lot of people are angry, a lot of people are frustrated, and you're asking them to have joy. Yeah. What's wrong with you?
Exactly. But that's the thing that struck me. That's the thing that struck me, that we often think. So let me ask you, if I asked you that a Nigerian who is angry or who is poor, can a Nigerian, do you think a Nigerian has the capacity to love his mother? What would you say?
Yes.
You say yes. Does that person have the capacity to trust his daughter?
Yes.
But when you say, can that person have the capacity to be happy? We say no. It doesn't make sense. Because happiness and emotion, just like love, just like trust. And so if a person's situation doesn't determine what the person feels inside, that's what the research has shown over and over and over again.
I think I can even correlate that with the sense that you see a lot of these artisans, all these quote-unquote beggars, poor people, and in the midst of what our perception of poverty is, they're happy, they're laughing.
Yes. And you know, people say, to be political correct, a lot of researchers say, oh no, we need to increase income, and it's important, people should not be poor. But the truth is that a person's poverty doesn't determine what the person feels inside. So we do not know for sure whether the person, an artisan, is happy or not. We cannot assume that because the artisan is poor, the artisan is unhappy. That's not what the research says. That's not what the neuroscience says. Now, even more than that, it shows that happy people are the ones that build flourishing societies. So we think that the mathematics is that people are wealthy, then they become happy, and they say, no, what happens is that they are happy, then they build wealthy nations. And so I said to myself, I was speaking to a sociologist in Harvard, and I said, wow, that's why it was so important to the founders. You know, when they were founding the American nation, they had wanted to say the original thing was the pursuit of property.
Wow.
And Thomas Jefferson had been asked to go and write this up. And Thomas Jefferson had returned after a series of revisions saying, no, I think that what's more important is the pursuit of happiness. And so fundamentally, there was something these guys understood about happiness as a foundation of human search and human discovery. So that's part of why I thought I have to come back to this continent and share this message, that the research, the philosophy, all of the thinking, the divinity, the things that people have taught shows you that if you are happy,
some
then you have the
tell you
capacity
that
to flourish.
We've been ranked the most religious nation in the world, the happiest people.
No, we've not been ranked the happiest people. We've been ranked the most optimistic people.
Oh, optimistic?
Yes, there's a fundamental difference between optimism and happiness. Optimism is often the idea you don't acknowledge the reality of your situation. And you hope that you'll be better. I joke. Now, when they asked the Nigerians, how are you feeling? They said, I am strong, which is positive confession. That's not it. Happiness doesn't mean you don't acknowledge your reality. Happiness means you acknowledge your reality, but you acknowledge your agency over your reality, which means you acknowledge that I do not have money tomorrow, but I have the capacity to have money the day after tomorrow, and I have the capacity to feel better about my situation before I have money the day after tomorrow.
Now, there's a very thin line between choosing to be happy and being lazy. Would I be correct?
No, I don't think so.
Why is that?
Because people that are happy don't stop being ambitious. So people think to myself, and I don't even like the word ambition, I think visionary. So for instance, the fact that I'm a happy person these days doesn't mean that I do not want Joy Inc. to go across the continent. We are going to Cameroon in 3 months. I'm having a tour of the US and the UK. My happiness has not deadened my capacity to envision and to want to do things. That's the falsity. You know, a young person asked me the other day, his parents say because he's happy, that can you be content and still be ambitious? So I asked him, are you content? He said, yes. Are you ambitious? He said, yes. I said, what's the problem? So it is this artificial construct that we've created around the subjects of happiness that are not validated by the thoughts, people who have thought deeply about this, or the research, or the experience, the real lived experiences of people. It's just all these things we say. It's the apologists, you know. Oh, a person when they suffer, go they happy. But we know people where they suffer, where they happy. We know people who are facing deep pain, who are happy.
Chude, you definitely need to come back. This time as an individual, not Red, not Joy. Because I'm thinking now you've had a couple of classes, but what's been the biggest revelation to you as an individual who came back home to spread joy?
The biggest revelation is how many Nigerians are yearning for a different society. And I don't just mean a I mean, those things are important. If you go to Joy Inc. site, we have our 10-point vision for the future. And the first 4 are physical things: abolition of poverty, healthcare, jobs for people. So those are important. And people want that. But what struck me was people wanted something more. People want something more. I did a reading in Abuja, and the only time I got an applause and a standing ovation when I talked about the yearning in my heart for a society where people are kinder and more empathetic. And I was struck. I thought I was going to come and meet a cynical people. What has happened is that because cynicism has become fashionable, people who want a different society have kept quiet. So I realized that my job is to give them the boldness to say, no, Nigeria can be different, not just in a material way, but in a fundamental, emotional, social, and mental.
I really wanted to go into the politics of it, but we won't have that time. But I think what is on the mind of most people now is the issue of PVC.
Yeah.
Please, what's your message to
People have
Nigerians?
To take you see, I wrote a post, and if you want to see what I think, go and read my Instagram post on Friday. I said Nigeria is on course. It's not a popular message, but the fact that it's not popular doesn't make it untrue. Nigeria is on course. Nigeria is beyond any politician. And all the presidents we've had since democracy have moved us forward, slowly but steadily. And for us to move to the next stage, 2019 is the time to move Nigeria to the next stage of its evolution. And the only way you can do that is if you go and pick up a PVC. Now, 4 million people are here have picked up their PVCs. Now, those people didn't pick, those are young people. They're not part of the established system. So they are young people who are ready to change this society. And it is time for them to begin to believe in their capacity to do that. You know, what I learned from working on the Buhari campaign in 2015 was that there's nothing more powerful than inspired, empowered people, even if they make a mistake.
Fantastic, Chude. Thank you very much. Let me see if I can just squeeze in this. What's your take on diaspora voting?
I think, look, any barrier that stops people from voting, I think should be brought down.
Okay.
You know, we should find the technology that enables people who are invested in our society to be part of the society.
You definitely have to be back. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Your handle and Joy Inc. Quickly.
Yes, Joy Inc. The handle is @JoyIncredible on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. And then the website is Joy Inc. joyinc.xyz. You didn't hear it wrong. It's not .com. It's .xyz.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back after the break, this time talking about the business and entertainment. The entertainment industry has been praised, has been sung about, has been put all over the world. In fact, it's put Nigeria on the map. But the question is, what is the business in the entertainment industry? Sam Onyekwe-Lukwe will be joining us. He's the managing director of Trace Nigeria, and he'll be joining me right here after the break to talk about the business in entertainment.
Let's dance now, it is my time.